Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Uncut Unfiltered. And today is a special one because my dear friend Jeffrey Waxter called me out on a couple weeks ago. I was still in the transition of moving on unicorn bottles. What are your unicorn bottles? And basically, where do you find them? How do you get them? So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I'm not going to do any tasting notes or anything like that. You can kind of see a few things here. And I think one of my all-time favorites is right here. You can't see it yet, but we will show it here in just a second and talk about them. And there's so many others that I'll throw in there, but stick around. We'll be right back and let's kick it off. All right, guys, let's get after it today. Like I said, we're talking about unicorn bottles. You might be surprised to learn that me being as fancy prissy pants as I am, the BTAC and the Pappy line is not in this video whatsoever, because for me, it's more about obtainable, good bourbon, whiskey, and scotch than it is about chasing something that is overall good but won't blow your socks off. So I've got 5, 6, 7 bottles I want to talk about, and usually all these, but a few, continue every year. So for me, it's like, okay, this release is coming out. I'm looking forward to that, and kind of what I'm talking about is like Elijah Craig barrel proofs. Pretty solid. You can't beat them for the money. I think they're good. I do need help from time to time finding them. They do hit North Carolina here and there, but they haven't a lot here lately. So I depend on people around the community to help me find it. So you're going to hear that a lot. Also, stuff like that. What else? I'm trying to think. Larceny's the same way. I like those a whole lot. I think chasing those are more feasible in North Carolina than it is the Elijah Craig for me. I do see that more often. But, those things are stuff that most people can find if they reach out to each other. Okay, something else that's in this same line that I consider a unicorn, because when you're dealing with something like K-Luke, okay, these 10-barrel blends, regardless if this is batch 8, 10, 9, 3, 1, once they're done, they're done. They're no more. So every time you can get your hands on a small batch, small barrel release of anything, it's technically a unicorn. And when you love it as much as I do, like I do K-Luke, this is special. I have found these in Mississippi. I use Sealbach. You have to reach out online and see if you can get it. I have had people send me their stuff because they can't get it to be shipped to where they live. Don't mind to help at all. But yeah, this K-Luke is one of my favorites. I've got several up here. They go back deep. I've got the rye and I've got the toasted, and I've even had the cab finish. But yeah, that is one that I consider a unicorn that I think you need to be on the lookout for. Go to these other channels, Jeffrey, Jason, Dusty Dan. I'm sure I'm missing somebody, but yeah, go to these other channels and check them out and see the reviews. They're solid. Every single batch is solid. Katie and Ethan Turk are the ones that put me onto this, so I'm thrilled to have it. All right, next, Green River. Okay, this is the Renee Top Dog pick, and this is my favorite one. I think it's phenomenal. It's just great. This is, what is this one? 119 proof. They go all the way up into the high 120s. But these are great. Like I said, another single barrel, another one and done. Technically on paper, another unicorn. These are starting to show up a little bit more in areas that don't have state-regulated stores. So I think they may eventually come, but they're not here. A good alternative to this is the foolproof that's on the shelf in a lot of states. I saw it last weekend in Kentucky for 118 proof, at 118 proof, and usually they're all 117. So I highly recommend this. And like I said, Top Dog, there's another family member technically that helps me out get these things because they're not here. All right, on to the next. Let's see what else we can get into. Oh, I want to talk about this for sure. Silver Groove. straight bourbon whiskey, barrel proof without chill filtration, 4 years, so it's not going to rock your socks off. 116.2 proof. Let me see if you can see that. What this is, and what I think it's special, makes it a unicorn for me, is this is a distillery only release. I think a lot of these things are special and they're hard to get, and you have to have some connections if you don't go there. So if you have a connection that's near a distillery, this is New Riff. This is a killer New Riff. They have the bourbon, and the rye is back there. I love them. I've milked it. Another great channel helped me get these. The Bourbon Jerk, he's awesome, man. He takes care of me just like all these other people. That's how I get it. It's not me. It's reaching out. But no, I highly recommend distillery only releases. So, if you don't like it, it's going to be decent, or it'd be mass produced, I would most likely think. But I think that's one you really need to look for, especially they're out of New Riff. But there's other distilleries that have the same kind of stuff that is distillery only release that you need to check into. And most of the time, guys, you can have a taste of it for maybe free, if not just a few bucks, to see if you like it. So I think you ought to get after it that way. Okay, a couple more now. This one is, I think, very solid, and I need to thank Big Vic for lending me this. Another help, guys. I needed help. This is the Fox and Odin Straight Bourbon Whiskey Double Oaked. This is one of my favorites of 2024 thus far, and this baby, I've never seen it, and I've been a few states and since it came out, and I've never been able to find it. But this dude right here is one you need to look for. And I think they're in batch 3 now. This is batch 3, bottle number 47. I think this one is basically like coming out of the same area or same distillery or blending, whatever you want to call it, blending station or blending people from Joseph Magnus. So I don't think Nancy has anything to do with this one, but I think it is a Magnus bottling, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Lord, words are hard. But yeah, if you see that, to me, that's a unicorn too, because they're in batches. So it's very good and it's hard to find. So that one to me for this year is a unicorn. All right, a couple more. Let's get back to another small distillery, and you can see it right here. It's the 13th Colony. This is the cash strength coming in at 120.64. Buddy of mine back in Tennessee found it. Hey, Marty, do you need it? I said, yes, I've never had it. He threw it in a blind for me and then got me this. So needed help. Once again, 13th Colony is doing great things. I'm sure everybody that knows me and watches has seen their 15th come out, and their double oaked is amazing, and it's just very, very hard to get. But if you can see any of the standard releases for $46 to $50, you can't go wrong. For me, on the standard releases, I like the rye better than the bourbon, or the rye better than the bourbon. I just think it's good. It's antique-y for me. I think it hits really nice. The bourbon is very good. I like this one a lot, the bourbon. But yeah, I think, to where they're hard to find, and when they do hit the shelves and they get gone, it kind of throws it in that unicorn level, unfortunately. But if you see these, give them a try. Give the $46 to $49 bottles a try and see what you think. Guys, put it in the comments if you've had any of these or what you think, and tell me I'm crazy or tell me that I missed this. I know I've got a bunch of Dusties up here, and I've got Kentucky Spirit picks that I always try to pick up, but we got to keep this video at a certain decent time. But okay, 2 more, and 3 more actually, and we'll close her out. But okay, this here, Russell's Picks. Boom. Brand new. This one came from Greg McDonald, my man, from Liquor by the Lake in South Carolina. So this was featured in my last live stream, to where I did North Carolina, South Carolina, and Louisiana. It did very well. It didn't beat North Carolina, but that's okay. But these are single barrels. They're hard to find. But I wanted to bring this one up because I wanted to talk about price. These things range from anywhere from $65 to $110. I've seen them. Guys, I'm just going to tell you right now, these things are not worth $110. They are worth no more than $80, $85 with the tax out the door if you're lucky. I got my North Carolina one that's back up here. I got it last week for $67, and they only had one, and that's the only one I could buy. So I got lucky there. But these things are about to price themselves out of the unicorn category for me. But I still love them. I think they're great. I think they're pretty consistent. The Louisiana one, the Kroger one, Daniel H. got me. Like I said, somebody else. It was okay, but it didn't blow my socks off. All right. 2 more categories, and we'll be done. Dusty bottles. This is the oldest one I've got from, I think, 77 that I haven't opened yet. I'm waiting for the grandbaby to be born, but this is an early times. It's a low proofer. This one comes in. Hell, I can't even see it now. The sticker's gone. I think it's 80 proof. It says it right there, 80 proof. This whiskey is 4 years old, but you can see the color of that. I've had these in bars before, and it's pure Hubba Bubba bubble gum, Big League Chew. It's fantastic. It's something special. So dusty bottles. To me, if you can get you a dusty bottles from the early 2000s to as far back as you can afford, I think they're worth having. I think they're worth trying, especially at a bar. So to me, that's very, very unicorn. I know that's getting a little fuzzy and deep, but to me, that is very, very unicorn. And highly recommend trying them when you can at a reasonable price. We were at Bardstown Blitz last weekend, and I got the Bourbon Jerk a pour of 1990 J.W. Dant, and we loved it. We loved it, and I'm so glad I got to spend the opportunity or have the opportunity to taste that with him, and that's what it's for. It's about sharing. All right, my prize bottle probably this year. Get this baby out here if I can. To be surprising to everybody, it is a Scotch. And if you are a Scotch drinker, you know what that is. This is a Berclade Black Arts. This is not the original Black Arts, but this is the 24 year. And man, is it smooth. Oh, that's just something else. This is the most expensive bottle I've ever bought. It is the most expensive bottle I own. And is it a unicorn? Absolutely. But I can tell you where to go buy it right now if you want it. Get on the Whiskey World and you can get them for $430. Yep, I said it, $430. Best bottle I got right now is still available online, as in Scotch. And it's I've got a 26 year, what was that? Fogger's Creek, whatever, that Orphan Barrel Scotch I've got. But yeah, this thing right here is the best. It is probably the best Scotch I've ever had. So, all right, that is the unicorn get up for me. So, if you think about it, guys, everybody's got something a little bit different that they want to throw in and how they get them. And I don't know, man. It's just, for me, it's about not really having crazy expectations that are so high that they can't be met. You can get on some of these auction sites and you can land some of these B-Tacs and Pappies and stuff, but I am definitely not about to do that at all. So anyway, what I need to do now is I need to call out a few people to continue this cycle of unicorns and how I get them. But before I do, guys, hit that thumbs up, hit that like and subscribe. Join Patreon. It is free. It helps the channel grow. Become a member if you like. And email me your prayer request if you have any, guys. I do that. And sometimes I forget to ask, and I will do that for you. But moving on, I want to nominate, of course, the Bourbon Jerk, Tom. He's awesome. He's got some good stuff. And I bet you he might even agree with this one since he got it for me. Who else would be good? I think I would nominate Kelsey Dom. Kelsey's got some really good stuff too. I think Kelsey would be interesting since Jeffrey nominated me. I don't want him and Darrell to get left out. So we'll throw in Kelsey and Darrell for a video if they can. And I'm trying to think who else would be good. Put it in the comments, guys. I'll just keep throwing them out there every time we do a stream. But yeah, I think that would be cool. Just to see what they've got and how they acquire them and stuff like that. Because for me, I think that's what it's all about. It's just, having some stuff that's obtainable, that is very good, and just sharing it with others. All right, guys, until the next live stream or video, the Whiskey Nose says, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time, guys. Cheers.